Hello, this is Max, and today we'll be learning about negative numbers. Last time we talked about defining addition in the natural numbers. And today we are first going to talk about this number line, not the negative numbers. They'll come later. We'll get to them. So let's consider the equation 1 plus 3. Oop. And we can symbolize that on this number line. We're going to draw a circle right here, a circle over 3, and this points an arrow over to 4. So 1 plus 3, as you all know, equal to 4. Right? And this is great. And we can use this sort of, I can't think of the word, sort of visual representation. But what if we wanted to go the opposite way? What if we wanted this arrow to point that way? Well, it's kind of hard for us to do that. I personally can't think of a way for us to do that. So let's try some things out. Oh my gosh, my eraser is massive. Calm that down a little bit. Just get rid of this. Let's try and move our 3 to the left. Let's do, I don't know, instead 2. So we'll draw our circle over 2, and we know that this doesn't equal 4 anymore. It equals 3. So let's draw our arrow over to 3. And you can kind of tell that our result moved 1 back, just as 2 did. And we can see that this pattern sort of continues, right? If we even move it back even further, get 1 plus 1 equals 2. Let's see it move back even further. We can even go to 0. 1 plus 0. This is our additive identity. This can equal 1. Draw a circle here. And our arrow goes to, not 2, whoops, it goes to 1. And so we've kind of hit a wall here. We can't go any further. But what if we just said we could? You know, there's nothing stopping us. We're inventing numbers here. You can think of, and let's call this sort of new number -1, because we're going in the opposite direction. Let's call it 1. And let's move our arrows around. Plus, we'll write this as -1. Oh, what is that? 1. It's -1. Write our thing here, and we can follow the pattern that this is going to move back 1 as well. So this is going to be 0. We can erase this and get 0. And we see that we have successfully moved back. This is great. We accomplished what we wanted, but we do have these new numbers. And these can go on forever, forever, forever. You know, -1, -2, -1 million. And what we find is that these negative numbers actually are completely consistent with our notion of addition. Now, we actually have to kind of rework our definition of addition, because we originally said that addition was counting. But how do you count -1 times? What does that even mean? So we say that if the number is negative, then we will count down instead of counting up, and we'll count the amount of times as the absolute value of a number, drawn by these little bars around the number. This is the same as what's it called? Cardinality. And you'll notice that math reuses symbols a lot, which is kind of annoying. Oh, let's scroll around. Yeah, this will equal 1. It'll just, what would it be if it was positive, or the distance from 0, as it was taught to me? Basically just chop off the negative number. So you'll count one time when you're adding by -1. Simple, you know? And this also adds a new thing. We can say, this is a new property of addition, that for some number a, there exists a number, negative a, where a plus negative a equals 0. Zilch. This is the additive inverse. We had 0 was our additive identity, but the negative of a number is its inverse. And every number has an inverse. Very important. One more thing. That fact gives us the ability to do algebra. Very, very basic algebra. So, for example, we have the equation x plus 1 equals 2. Now, you could probably figure this out by yourself, but let's humor ourselves. Let's add -1 to both sides. So x plus 1 minus 1 equals 2 minus 1. Then these cancel out because of this additive inverse. So we get x, my x is everything worse, get x equals, and we can just evaluate this. These are just numbers, equals 1. X equals 1. We just did basic algebra. Go us. And one last fact, I know I say one last thing all the time on accident, is we called 0, 1, 2, 3. Those were our natural numbers. Those are the set of natural numbers, including the negatives. Those are the integers. And that is written as this z, like this. Ooh, beautiful z there. And yeah, that's it for the negative numbers. Thanks for watching.